Hey kiddos, for today's activity, we're going to draw a big tree with tons of little monkeys in it. So grab your colored pencils. More specifically, you're going to need one large sheet of paper to protect your table, one smaller sheet of paper to do your drawing. Then you're also going to need a few colored pencils and a few markers, and we're good to go. Great, so we're going to take our pencil and we're going to start drawing the shape of our tree. So start at the very bottom where the tree trunk is going to be. I'm going to make two little lines here for either side of the trunk. And then all of a sudden they're going to branch out, not perfectly even, kind of wobbling out for the first branch. Then the second branch, where the second line should follow closely next to it. Our third branch, kind of squiggly right up there. And then we're going to kind of twist our paper, and our fourth branch is going to head over in another direction. And keep going. It's almost like a starfish, but it's a massive tree. And then we're going to do our last branch, which connects to the trunk, and connect it using your pencil. Perfect. So now that our tree has been drawn, we're going to color it in using, I'm going to use a marker, which is kind of like a light beige colored. Since trees can be any kind of color, it could be dark brown or light brown. I'm going to make mine light brown. I'm just starting right up here on my first branch. I'm following the contours of the pencil that we first did. So make sure you can use your hand to have the paper nice and flat. And I just contour it. It'll be much easier to color it in. Perfect. I don't know if you guys have ever seen monkeys, but it's true what they say about monkeys being little thieves, just like Abu and Aladdin. I was in Asia last year, and this little monkey stole my sunglasses right off my head. So the tour guide said that, whenever something is kind of shining in the sun, that it attracts the monkey, and they just go over and they kind of just want to have it. So it's definitely true what they say about those sneaky little monkeys. Then on my second branch here. Perfect. So yeah, the sneakiest monkeys are kind of like the small, really speedy ones. Not like orangutans. They're really big and it kind of takes them a long time to run around. It's those small kind of agile monkeys, the kind that we're going to draw today. Perfect. So I'm just coloring in here with my marker, following the lines that we've drawn. Perfect. Yeah, so all of the monkeys in the world can look super differently. The monkeys in South America, the monkeys in Africa, and also, in Asia, there's monkeys with like pink bellies, like baboons that have the little pink butt cheeks as well. It's really crazy. All the different species. And they also say that monkeys are almost the closest animals to human beings. Perfect. So I'm also making my tree kind of this lighter brown because I don't want it to be the exact same color brown as my monkeys that are going to be a bit darker. There we go, right around the outline there. Try and get the white spots. Perfect. You might need some new markers after this. Perfect, so the trunk. Outlining here. See, I'm making it squiggly on purpose because trees are, they're never perfectly smooth. There's always a little bit of a twig sticking out, Make sure it's a little bit of raggedy. I don't know if you remember in The Lion King, but there's that massive tree where the old monkey lives. The bigger the tree, most likely the older it is. So this is like a big old tree where all of the monkeys kind of made their habitat. Since they live in the trees, it's almost like they've made their home, between the branches. Perfect. Keep coloring them right up in there. So once we finish our branches, we're going to start creating a little bit of life on the tree. So we're going to add some twigs and some leaves. So our tree is like bursting with life. Because again, this is where the monkeys live. And then we can make all sorts of different monkeys. We can make old ones. We can make little babies. And even if they're in the same species of monkey, they can look really different and have all sorts of different colors. Perfect. All right, almost done with this branch. Let's connect them. Good job coloring, guys. Let's do a little tilt here and get our last branch. Let's go back and forth. And if it's taking a little bit more time for you to color, don't worry. We can put the video on pause. You can take your time. Great. So now that we're done with that marker, I'm going to grab a little kind of green marker. I have various shades of green. I might use my lightest green for this one. Perfect. So I'm going to take my green and I'm going to have these little kind of stems poking out of the tree. So little stems all over. Kind of looks like a hairy tree, but we're going to have the leaves that are going to be connected to the stems. So this is, where the monkeys are living. They can feed off this. This is their habitat. So drawing the stems all over the trees on either side on my barks. Perfect. I'm taking this slightly lighter green here and I'm drawing little leaves on the stem. So almost like a little almond shape. It's like an oval. Just color it right in. You can do 1 leaf or 2 leaves per stem. I'm just adding my leaves on all of these little stems here. So the monkeys might actually use these leaves, and pick them off and make a little bed or a little pillow. Or they might just leave them on. They can hide off in the leaves as well if one of their predators is, looking after them. They have all of this, brush to kind of hide in. So they're well protected up here in the trees, that's for sure. When I saw my monkeys, I couldn't even see them. I could just hear them. This pitching, ooh, ooh, ah, ah sound. It's crazy. And they just hide off so well, and they can be so fast. They jump from tree to tree and, building to building, kind of like Spider-Man. It's crazy. Almost like they can fly, except for they don't have wings. Perfect. So keep doing your little circles, coloring them right in on either side of the stem. Geez, you can do 1 or 2 per stem. Perfect. So now our tree is going to look really fluffy and like full of life. Okay, great. So now I'm going to take my 3rd green and I'm going to add little details in every single leaf, just like the little kind of veins that you see in those leaves. And the leaves actually use those veins to suck in water after it rains. So very important, those veins. And don't worry, if you don't have 3 shades of green like I do, you can just kind of push a little bit harder with your marker or with your colored pencil. So to make the veins, I'm just kind of putting a line between and 2 lines jutting out inside of the leaf. Perfect. Every leaf is different, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Because perfect doesn't exist. Everyone is a little bit different. Great. Little detail on your leaves to make the veins. Looking good. You could even have a few flowers poking out if you wanted to do that. Little cherry blossoms. Perfect. So now that we're done with the leaves, we're going to start with our first monkey. So I'm going to grab some brown, and I think some beige, so a few different shades here. So how we're going to start here is we're going to draw kind of like a circle for the head and then an oval for the bottom. So I'm going to take this darker color first. I'm going to draw him right here on this first branch. And so we're going to do a circle for the head, which I'm going to color right in. Perfect. Then I'm going to take another color here, and I'm going to draw an oval right underneath his head. Kind of like an oval, which is horizontal. So it's kind of like a length-wide, long circle. Then I'm going to take another color here. I'm going to do a long oval belly right underneath. So you see that I'm coloring around the leaves, so it looks like my monkey is kind of hidden within the leaves, like a little sneaky monkey. Perfect. So then I'm going to draw little hands and feet, which are really strong, so they can hold on to the tree branches. His tail, which they can use also to swing from branch to branch. Two little ears, which are like squiggles on either side of the monkey's head. And then I'm going to take my black marker to add my eyes and my ears and my little mouth. You see, and I have my mouth that's right alongside the orange oval. Great. So now I'm going to make my second monkey, and I'm going to have him in the, traditional monkey style. So he's going to be hanging off this branch right here. So I'm going to draw his two legs hanging, and then he's going to be hanging down with that one little line there jutting from the tree. And though here's his body right here, so I'm just coloring it in nice and dark. Perfect. And then my next color, which is for the oval, which is like the bottom part of his face and neck. And then another little circle up top for his head. Great. I'm going to take my black to make the eyes and the mouth. Then we need to make his little arms. So just two lines and a little squiggle for the hands. And his little legs. So you see that he's holding on to the tree with his tail. He's got a crazy long tail that's super strong. Great. So then for my third set of monkeys, I'm going to do a mom and her baby on the other side of the tree, just so we can see how big the habitat is. It's this big tree with tons of little families. So I'm going to draw my first mom. So first she's got the little circle, which is her head, in brown. And then with my orange marker, I'm going to do the lower part of her face. And then an oval underneath in brown, which is her body. Perfect. So you see I have her body kind of angling outward. Two lines for her arms and little squiggles for her hands. And then I'm using a little bit of yellow here in her hands, which is going to be a banana. So you can just do like a little semicircle so you can see it looks like a banana. And a little bit of detailing right here on the banana so we can see it pop out. Then use my black marker to give her a little face, and brown to make her legs, which she's using to kind of wrap around the tree branch so she doesn't fall off. So now I'm going to make her baby, which is kind of latching onto her back. It's almost like a backpack, but it's her baby. Look how cute the little baby is. And then I'm going to just use a little bit of my black marker to do the detailing of her eyes, and she's holding on. So I think we can assume that the mama got the banana for her baby, so we can grow nice and strong. So I'm going to make my next and last monkey on that branch right there that I just pointed to. And I think I'm going to make him a different color, so I'm going to make him orange for here for his head. And then I'm going to use a little bit of gray for the lower part of his head. Perfect. And then orange for his body. Like we said, monkeys can be tons of different colors. They can be different kinds of fluffiness. Some of them might have, you know, a little ragged fur. The other might have like really soft fur with different patches of colors. So I'm going to make this monkey kind of crazy and kind of really furry and scratchy. So his arms are all kind of furry and crazy. Kind of like a crazy orangutan. Perfect. So I'm going to do the same thing for his legs. He's going to have those crazy furry legs holding onto the tree branch. Just going to grab my black marker. A little gray here to add some details. Little face and a mouth. Awesome. Look how crazy that monkey looks. Great job, you guys. The monkeys look awesome. So kiddos, here's the drawing of our massive monkey tree. I hope you had a great time making it. I'd love to see how yours turned out, so feel free to send them in to tutokid.com. Hope to see you soon.